The Johnny program on UBC TV is brought to you by Plascon, Color Your World.
Hello viewers, my name is Dr. Anne Abaho. I am the Dean School of Social Sciences at Nkumba University. I am also serving in the capacity of Chairperson Ceremonies at the university. I am here to take you through the journey of Nkumba University, and I am glad to mention that Nkumba University started way back in 1952 as a kindergarten. It then grew to secondary school, grew to a vocational institution until 1994, when this mighty institution became a university. The university started with very few programs. We were majorly focusing on business programs with only 2 schools. But we have since grown from these 2 programs to about 100 programs, ranging from certificate levels to PhD. The university has also since grown from just 2 schools to 7 schools. These 7 schools include the School of Business Administration, the School of Law, the School of Education, the School of Social Sciences, the School of Industrial Art and Design, the School of Science, and of course the School of Computing and Informatics. Nkumba University was chartered in 2006, and we have since partnered with a series of many organizations to offer professionalism to students coming from the globe, the national, and within the region as well. Nkumba University's mission is to be a leading national, regional, and global hub for academic and professional excellence. Our vision is to provide quality education that cultivates competence, confidence, creativity, and high moral character, not just in teaching, but learning and community engagement. Nkumba University aims at partnering with communities in order for us to give practical solutions to problems, to challenges that our societies are facing. But beyond that, Nkumba University aims to give the best quality education to its students. And also Nkumba University contributes to the national agenda through research and publication. So we are working as hard as I have mentioned from when we started to contribute to not just Uganda's agenda, but also the agenda in the East African community and also the global community through majorly providing solutions to challenges that hit humanity today, ranging from the areas of technology to the areas of environment, to areas of gender inequalities, to disease, among the others. We have very qualified staff carrying PhDs in public health. We have qualified staff carrying PhDs in security, in development studies, in the education sector, in computing, and also in business administration. Some of the activities that we do are all rooted in the key objectives of institutions of higher learning. And these key institutions of higher learning are mainly aiming at teaching, research, and community engagement. As Nkumba University, we have reached out to our immediate communities. I want to mention, for instance, that as we mark 30 years, we have worked with the neighboring communities to extend security clinics for us to alert our student community and the neighborhood on how to improve and deal with security challenges in academic institutions. We have also trained border personnel within our communities on how, for instance, to save using their phones. I am happy to mention that we have also extended free legal advice to our communities. We partnered with Katavi municipality, and we were able to extend these services to more than 100 persons. I am also happy to mention that we have worked with the neighboring communities again, but also way beyond our immediate communities, and extended IT skills through training students in high schools, and also women in, for instance, Abaita market, on how they can save money on a daily basis using using their phones. Within the university, we have programs and activities ranging from just teaching to research. For instance, through our Directorate of Postgraduate Studies, we have held workshops and conferences. We have an international conference every year, that is the Nkumba University Annual Conference. We have also worked through schools to have workshops and seminars and school-based discussions where we have presenters, for instance, every month. And this presenter speaks about a topical issue that is of interest to not just the learners, but also the persons that are outside. We have also worked with, partnered with other academic institutions. For instance, we have worked with neighboring universities for us to have inter-university organized conferences. We have worked with national agencies. I am happy to mention, for instance, that we have partnered with the Uganda Police Force, where we are extending academic and research services to their students, particularly those on the high command. We have also, through the Uganda Police Force, been able to reach out to the prisons, Uganda Prison Service, where we are also training their students that come onto the senior command course. So I am happy to mention that Nkumba University represented Uganda. It was the first institution to represent Uganda in the All Africa Games, and we emerged as the third. I am also delighted to say that our students were ranked as the best disciplined team while they were in Nigeria. And of course, we partnered with our immediate neighbors, particularly Katavi came in, and the mayor was part of the team, was actually part of those who went to Nigeria. And yes, that was a very good mark for not just we as a university, but also a perfect mark for Uganda in the area of sports. I am also delighted to inform the viewers that through our School of Industrial Art and Design, we have had art exhibitions. We have some of the best artists that this world has ever produced. Through the School of Social Sciences, through the School of Education, we have contributed to a very well qualified and trained workforce. I am not shy to say that most of the government personnel, ranging from ministers to local government administrators, are actually Nkumba University's graduates. Who doesn't know anyway that the Prime Minister, for instance, is a Nkumba University graduate, and particularly coming from the School of Social Sciences? Who doesn't know that Honorable Katumba Wamala, Minister now, who is also a Nkumba University graduate, and also because of his contribution to national development, was recently awarded an honorary PhD. And so we are delighted that we have contributed to not just the workforce, but also given the best skills and knowledge that this country probably requires to move forward. So I want to mention that since 1994, we have worked with our monitoring agencies, particularly the National Council for Higher Education. As we speak, Nkumba University is running programs that are fully accredited. Of course, moving from a kindergarten, probably I should have mentioned, was our first major achievement to becoming a university. And we have, of course, everyone knows that the education sector in Uganda is not as stable as the world thinks it is, but we have been able to survive, to walk through the challenges, the ups and lows of offering private education. And of course, we work with the Ministry of Education. We partner with international organizations. I want to mention, for instance, that we partner with, through collaborations, we have had memorandums of understanding which are functional with universities in Belgium, with universities in Austria, with universities in Germany. Our staff and students have been able to go for exchange programs. Currently, we have 4 students from Belgium who are on exchange program. We have staff who recently returned from Germany. We also have a student right now in Belgium who is on a course. We had one who recently returned. So through these exchanges, we have been able to build a much more reliable, dependable, and exposed workforce. and this is the workforce that our students are getting. Of course, I mentioned earlier that we are also involved in research and publication. Make a Google search and don't be surprised to find that some of the best publications out there are actually by Nkumba University staff. Admittedly, there are challenges like any other academic institution is facing now. Of course, we have mentioned that we are running programs from the certificate to PhD, but there are so many institutions that we have to deal with. We are dealing with a liberal education world, and so there is no guarantee that even when you have invested so much in marketing and reaching out to communities, there's no guarantee that you're going to get the numbers, because the numbers you're looking for are the same numbers that the other institutions are also looking for. However, we feel that our effort is not in vain. Despite these so few numbers for so many institutions which are out there, we have still been able to walk through these 30 years. And we appreciate the fact and efforts that we have put in, because it is not uncommon for businesses to begin and they collapse in their initial stages. But of course, we are grateful to our stakeholders. We are grateful to our parents who have given us their students. We are grateful to the students who have not just come to study, but they have been retained and they studied and they graduated. We are grateful to our service providers. We are grateful to the staff. We are grateful to everyone who has been part and parcel of us as we move this journey of 30 years. And we look forward definitely to being a better institution, to providing the best. And we want to keep that moral aspect of it. And that's why we are saying our education is rooted in competence, creativity, character. We focus very much on character. We are aware of the changes that are happening across the world thanks to globalization, but we want to produce people who will not just be looked at as simply holding academic papers, but people who respect time, for instance. We are looking at producing students who respect values, who know what it is to deal with a boss. And those are some of the challenges that modern day graduates are facing. We are teaching them that you must not just deal with a phone, but you must also deal with the human. You must also build human relations for you to be able to keep moving in the highly competitive job world. And so as we look forward, we are looking at increasing our capacity in terms of human development. The university has put in place, for instance, a staff development strategy in order for us to increase the number of staff that we have holding PhDs. But beyond building staff capacity, we are also looking at infrastructural development. We are planning, as we mark these 30 years, particularly in graduation, to launch our master plan. And this master plan is going to be inclusive of the key infrastructural developments that we are looking at. Of course, anyone who has been to Nkumba University now knows that we have been able to put up an ICT building. We are grateful to Sir Gordon Wavamuno for his contribution to this building. We are also looking at putting up a hospital as we go forward. We understand the shift by this country to sciences, and also the fact that we have already started nursing programs. We know we cannot go ahead with this successfully if we don't have the required facilities and equipments for teaching these. And of course, our collaborations and partnerships are not going to end now. I want to mention, for instance, that we have partnered with the Media Lab. The Media Lab is in the neighborhood in Abaita, where we are training our students in journalism and public relations. But also we have, among the students, encouraged them to form groups for intergroup debate. And again, it goes back to what I mentioned earlier. We don't just want to have people who are holding academic papers, but we want people who match the grades that are on the academic papers. And this is good. It is cultivated if we encourage those inter-club debates for students to be able to cultivate new ideas, to nourish the ones they have. And of course, this helps us build a culture of pluralism and all that you can think about that a modern day graduate should be.
Tuli ku ground, Blascon, paint and win.
This year, Blascon Paint and Win. The Kukuraundi. Chicho, buy paint worth 100K. Get a scratch card. SMS the code to 7197. Stand a chance to win instant airtime, 1 million shillings bully day there, or a share of a 3 million shillings jackpot each week. What do you want the brand new podas, tuk-tuks, and so much more? Catch the Paint and Win action every Monday on Bukede One, NBS, and Sanyuka TV. Blascon, color your world.
Our graduation is going to be held on the 26th at the Nkumba University main grounds in Entebbe. But before the graduation, we will have a commencement lecture. A commencement lecture is basically to prepare our graduating class on how to deal with the world that they are getting into. We do appreciate that the world they are getting into is not simple. And so this commencement lecture is basically to prepare them that should A not work, you should be prepared to move for B. So just because you have done international relations, for instance, does not hold you back from getting into business and simply watching and waiting for when the embassy is going to call you. So we have this lecture as a way of telling them that go with an open mind and use the skills and knowledge that you have attained from here, from the interactions you have had with the community through our community engagement programs. You should be able to know what challenges these communities are going through, work with them, partner with them for you to be able to bring about meaningful solutions. On the 26th of October, we are hoping to graduate 1,600 students. And of course, for us, this is again a very huge milestone in light of the so many hiccups that are hitting the education sector. And we urge everyone to have confidence in Nkumba University, to trust us with your child, to be sure that when you have given us your child, the best we can do is mold this child into an acceptable citizen, into an acceptable worker that is able and ready to face the challenges that modern day world faces. We have had a feedback from our previous students. Like I mentioned, a good number of our students are not just serving within Uganda, but many are in South Sudan. A good number of them are in Kenya, a good number of them are in Tanzania, they are in the DRC Congo, they are around us and slightly beyond our regional borders. And every other year, we have some of these students return as part of our invited guests. It's an opportunity for us to interact with these students, and we hear from them whether what we are teaching or what we taught them is still relevant in the modern day world. For us, it's an opportunity, especially as we do our program reviews. We base on those ideas that we have had before. And of course, we are very appreciative of organizations that have taken on our students. We know, for instance, the Civil Aviation Authority, the ministries, almost every department that you will go, you will not fail to find a Nkumba University student. And for that, we don't take for granted. And so our graduation this time is going to be a bit unique. We have wanted before, bearing in mind the pressure that graduates undergo in search for jobs. This time we are going to give the academic documents on that day. So we want to urge you who is out there and you are preparing for your graduation this time, please make sure that you go away with your certificate and your transcript. And we hope that you join the workforce out there as a much more changed person than what we received when you joined Nkumba University. Our intakes are divided into two throughout the academic year. Our first major intake is in August. August of every year is when we have the major intake. You can join on any program. We have different study sessions. You can join on the day program. Day program is basically study from Monday to Friday, or you can join us over the weekend and study on a Saturday to Sunday. Or in the worst case scenario, you can study on the distance program. The distance program, probably, I should throw more light there. When you are a distance student, you come at the university for 2 weeks, and within those 2 weeks, we are able to give you the required content within a short time, but we also task you to go out and do your own reading, and then we supplement those physical interactions we had with you using the online systems. We have a very well-developed online teaching system called the Nwere Nkumba University Learning System, and this allows us to keep in touch with our students. They are able to send in their assignments on this system. We are able to ask them questions and assign them courseworks on this system. And of course, as we do the online learning, it's not just restricted to the distance students. Even when you are a day student or a weekend student and you missed this class, you're able to join in and participate. It is important that I also mention that as an indication of our growth, we now have 2 known formal campuses. That is the Kumba University main campus in Entebbe and our Kampala campus around Kabaka and Jagara. That is where we are. And we are looking at establishing another campus in Chegegwa. I can mention comfortably that land has already been acquired and all due processes are being taken care of in order for us to see that we successfully bring this. And this for us is one of our key performance indicators in terms of community outreach and bringing services closer to the people. My appeal to the different stakeholders, particularly the government must look into private institutions. The key thing that all these institutions of learning are doing is contribute to national agenda, and that is fight against literacy. But it's not just national agenda. It is also contributing to the sustainable development goals. And therefore, the government cannot close its eye to the private institutions and the available opportunities and challenges that they are going through. For instance, it is important that in the area of research, the government supports these private institutions to innovate and come up with new ideas on so many things that we are facing now. For instance, global warming is a key issue now. Malnutrition is a key issue. Food insecurity is a key issue. I want to mention that we have previously had students take on, through their lecturers and schools, innovate new ideas. For instance, we had a student that innovated an irrigation scheme. Just as I was saying, how do we fight against drought and food insecurity? We had one that innovated, worked on a project in lighting. For those who are in the rural areas and cannot be able to have, power, how do we support them to make sure they are in light as well? So I appeal to government to work with these institutions to find solutions for the challenges that humanity is finding now. I appeal to parents that have confidence, have trust, and give us your children. You'll not just have taken a child to school, but you will have taken the child to a home away from home. We have facilities available, we have hostels available, particularly for the girl children. The nurses, by the nature of who they are, have to reside on campus. But just in case you are concerned that you don't want your child to sleep on campus, we also have neighboring hostels, which are within reach. I want to appeal to our students, those who are prospective and those who are going out, that go and keep the candle burning. As you all know, our motto is, I owe you, you go and owe us, but also go and owe the community that you're going to be part of it, build lives, contribute to sustainable development for the good of mankind. Of course, we thank our partners. We are very grateful. I want to, on behalf of the University Council, the management, the student fraternity, the staff, and everyone that is part and parcel of Nkumba University, of course without forgetting the foundation body, to thank everyone that has been part of this journey. We look forward as we move beyond 30 years. We want to thank our service providers. You have accommodated us, you have tolerated us, you have made us able to provide the services that are required. Those who supply us food for the students, those who give us firewood, those who give us the markers, those who give us the examination booklets. We are exceedingly humbled that you have been part of this journey. And definitely we call on everyone who is out there that make Nkumba University your choice. We are very humbled that UBC chose us and agreed to have this as part of our celebrations. And thank you very much, UBC, for having us be part of your coverage. We are located along Entebbe Highway. So right as you go to the airport, we are slightly before Abaita Ababiri. We are also slightly after Keba Hotel. We are about 32 kilometers from Kampala. Our contacts, you can use 0774 583589. Lastly, I want to make an appeal to everyone who is there, particularly those who are within our surrounding communities, that on the 26th, we are going to be having our celebrations for graduation. Feel at large to be part of Nkumba University community. It is a very big milestone for us as we have these first babies of ours as we mark 30 years. And also, don't just come alone, come with a prospective student. We'll be very grateful to receive you. We make an appeal to all those parents that are going to be escorting their graduates. Please, let's keep time, let's have the celebrations, and let's enjoy it. I am again exceedingly humbled that UBC has covered us. And for us, this is not just a coverage, this is a partnership that has had and will have long-lasting relations. As our motto goes, I owe you for God and my country.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Living a safe life is your right and responsibility in our communities.
They should have an eye checkup once a year.
First activity that we conduct is getting these young girls or women from the danger that they are facing and bringing them into this home.
Most people, the skin doesn't go off. It stopped renewing itself about 5 years ago. We make sure we follow the skin cycle.
Join me, Ishime Kathy, every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. as we discuss matters of safety in our lives on the program Safe Life.
Super Soul Sisters ground-based inspiring story grand finale is here. With our theme of Vision for the Future, come and be part of this amazing yet inspiring pageant as we focus on the girls' life journey through storytelling to change people's lives. This December, Saturday the 14th, 2024 at Nakasero Primary School Amphitheatre from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. in partnership with Plan International Uganda and UBC TV. Ordinary tickets are sold at 20,000 shillings, VIP table at 500,000 shillings and 1 million Ugandan shillings. Be there.
In a world where every day is a battle for survival, one man endures grueling hardships just to make a living.
Yes, sir.
In Olwatuka, witness a heart-pounding journey of love. Pain, acrimony, and justification that the line between right and wrong has never been so thin.
Maybe I need to remind him who I am. So, you killed my wife.
Olwatuka film premiere will be on the 3rd of December 2024 at Uganda National Theatre, sponsored by
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding